So I don't think we're going to have any more elections.
What do you mean?
Because when you see moves to concentrate power, delegitimize ballots, and remake institutions, the when question becomes urgent. There have already been steps taken to weaken the infrastructure of elections.
What?
Restrictions on voting rights, efforts to transfer election oversight, attempts to commandeer voting systems or regulators.
Well, that's not right.
The Trump administration has already pushed executive orders and legal claims that try to shift authority over federal elections. For example, pushing to force states or independent bodies to adopt certain rules or risk federal action. When the presidency claims it can override elections,
we happen to be in a war with somebody. No more elections.
That's not just policy, it's power. A classic authoritarian playbook. Step 1 is to make the people distrust elections. We've seen repeated claims that past elections were fraudulent, that machines are rigged, that ballots can't be trusted. When you pop that narrative over and over again, what's next? You shift to, why bother voting at all? What's the friggin' point? That is laying intellectual and institutional groundwork to argue that elections don't matter and can be bypassed. If you dismantle the guards that protect elections, then consolidating control becomes easier. Control the Department of Justice, control the election certification process, control election technology, remove independent oversight. Then, even if you keep elections on paper, they become hollow. That's called competitive authoritarianism, where institutions exist, but they're hollow. In many places that lost democracy, the transition didn't begin by shutting down elections outright. It began by rigging them. First, the rules shift. The courts are packed. The press is controlled. Then, elections become meaningless. That's what historians call the death of democracy by degrees. What can you do? Don't wait for them to cancel the vote. Watch what's happening in your state. Who appoints election boards? Who has access to voting machines? Support organizations defending democracy. Speak up anytime someone says, we don't need to vote, because that's not a conversation. That's sabotage. It feels far-fetched to imagine the end of elections in the United States of America, but the most dangerous ideas aren't the ones being shouted. They're the ones being whispered until no one notices. We have power in vigilance, knowledge, and organizing. We don't just show up to election day. We stay present every day. We'll keep naming it, and we'll keep fighting. Peace, y'all.